Anjeni.
Hello guys, welcome to our today's hot desk, Youth Leadership and Governance. So today I'm privileged to have a guest with me here by the name Miguongo. Maybe briefly, Bwana Miguongo,
Yes.
tell us something about you and who's this Alex Miguongo?
Thank you very much, Bwana Salim.
Yeah,
Number one, I appreciate you for having me in this show.
karibu.
I don't take it for granted. Number one, I want to send greetings to Kenyans all over this country, from Western, Eastern, Coast, Nairobi, and all people of good. Who have the energy and the zeal to make sure that Kenya is going forward. So I send greetings to those people. Specifically, because of this interview, I also wish to send my greetings to the all youth of this nation, the comrades who are energetic, and they also have the zeal and the energy to promote and to push the youth agenda. Bwana Salim, before I answer that question, as I was coming to this place for this interview, I've interacted with a few friends of mine, sisters and brothers from the other side, because I'm a Christian, who are Muslim, and to our brothers and sisters on the other side, happy Eid Mubarak. Back to the question. Who is Alex Miguongo?
Yeah, who's this Alex Miguongo?
Alex Miguongo
Yes.
is a young man coming from Kirinyaga County, a young man who is devoted to push the youth agenda and to ensure that the youth space remains as it should be. Currently, in this interview, I'm also representing the Kenya University Students Forum, and to that effect, I'm the comrades ambassador. So I'm representing the interests of the comrades and the interests of the youth in this, in the youth space. So actually, before even I continue, to me, this interview is not about me. It's about the 76% of the youth in this nation, according to the Kenya Bureau of Statistics. Alex Miguongo is also a scholar, a final year student at Laikipia University, taking Bachelor of Science in Information and Communication Technology. I think that's good.
Bwana Alex Miguongo. You've caught my interest the moment you talked about the youths. Yeah, and the youths, they are a very crucial point in our country. Okay, let us call it a peak, because our country basically right now is looking at the youths to give direction. If I'm not wrong, because you've talked about the 76% of our youths. So, having said that, Bwana Miguongo, what is your own understanding regarding our today's topic, which is the plea of youth in leadership and governance? What is your own understanding?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. My own understanding of the plea of the youth in leadership and governance, it is, how is the take? How is youth? What is the space of the youth in leadership and governance in this nation, and not only in this nation, also in Africa and also in the whole world? What is the space of the youth? How are the youth represented? How do they? What's their role in governance and leadership in Kenya, in the institution that we have? How are they included? That's the discussion I want us to have today.
So, Bwana Miguongo, what do you have for us regarding this kind of discussion? When you talk about the youths, you've talked about you're also a youth leader from your home area, which is Kirinyaga. So, what do you have in for us regarding this discussion?
As far as the plea of youth and leadership is concerned, my take is that youth, because we are full of ideas, we are brilliant enough to fight for our space, to fight for our take in governance. we should come out and then, I mean, have what you call unity. Unity, I mean, matters of how we share ideas, unity in how we present ourselves in governance, unity in all aspects, and totally disagree with the issue of divide and rule policy sometimes, because actually, if you find even in the basic setup of governance or leadership, you find that youth are normally used, but technically, because they have ideas and they have the views. But my take now on this case, it is the youth to have the unity, to come together. I mean, then they push the youth agenda in one voice, in one unity, without cutting corners.
Okay. Just on what you've said, Bwana Migongo. So our topic of today also dwells on leadership and governance. So we are looking at the youths, and together we want to see what is this leadership and governance. So why can't you tell us something about this leadership and governance in your own understanding with regards to our nation?
Okay. Leadership and governance. So number one, leadership comes from the word leader. A leader is somebody who comes in, I mean, who gives a direction or acts as a what? I mean, as a lead to where either a nation or a setup of a group where it needs to go. So when we talk about leadership, there must be people or somebody who is driving the leadership. Are you together?
Yeah.
So when my understanding of leadership, it is the I mean how having somebody who is responsible enough to drive the agenda that is given, to drive, I mean, the ideas which are in place, to drive the manifesto. That's all about the leadership. Governance, to me, it is the structure of how now leadership is going to be put in place. Governance. So without governance, leadership cannot take place. So leadership depends on governance. So governance is the structure, the well-laid structure on how this leadership should now come in for a better institution, for a better nation, I mean, and so forth.
So, what can you tell us about, okay, what is this all about, the leadership and the youth? Yeah. Kindly give us, at least enlighten the people who are viewing this. What about the leadership and youth?
Thank you very much for that question. So, leadership and youth. So, number one, we've agreed that according to the Kenya Bureau of Statistics, in the previous census that was done, the percentage of the youth, which is 35 years and below, it is 76%. So actually, even before we engage on a candid discussion of knowing the issue of youth versus leadership, number one, you should understand that youth has the biggest, the biggest percentage of population as far as population is concerned. Are we together? So when we talk about leadership and youth, we are trying to ask ourselves, how are the youth fitting in leadership? Are you getting me? How are they fitting in leadership? So to me, it is because actually here outside we have very many youth who have the ideas, and they have the leadership qualities. I mean, we have people like Zach Juma, people like Babu Owino, people like Jaguar, people like this guy, Kuso President. Even here at the campus, we have several, right?
Yeah.
So we have youth who can lead this nation. So the issue is, you believe in yourself, you unite, you do it in one voice, then you push the youth agenda. So with that now, we will be able to have the youth representation in governance and also in leadership as a package.
I like this point of discussion, Bwana Miguongo. Anyway, forgive my manners. Karibu.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, Bwana Miguongo, yeah, just feel free. Yeah, you know, it is a privilege to have such a serious person like you.
Absolutely.
As a guest. Yeah.
Actually, I can see things are not bad.
We thank God.
Yeah. When I see, provided a cup of juice.
Yeah.
I can see things are not bad.
Yeah. However much even the economy, lakini things are much better. So, Bwana Miguongo, why the youth? Why the youth?
Why the youth?
Yeah.
Actually, even from the biblical aspect of it, a youth is somebody with energy, is somebody with the energy, the zeal. A youth is somebody with energy and is young. You see, young comes with energy. So somebody with energy is somebody who is not tired, right? So he's not tired in matters of ideas. He's not tired. He's not so much loaded. He's still very fresh. Something still very fresh, right?
Maybe a query, Bwana Miguongo. Sorry. Look at Kenyans can ask. Even the youths can also ask themselves, where does their energy, most of their energy, go with regards to leadership? Currently, looking at the Kenyan politics, how many youths are we able to see in ground who want to be leaders or who want to take this country to the next level? Maybe tell us something about it.
So number one, at the end of the day, what matters about the youth take in this matter is about independence. You remain independent from onset. That's number one.
In one way or another, do you mean that our youths lack independence?
Yeah, they lack independence because once you come together, maybe you under a certain cause, you get absorbed.
In short, you're putting a counterclaim that the youths, the Kenyan youths, are not independent.
They are not independent. Actually, because of some issues we are going to discuss actually.
Yeah.
But on the same note, not all. We also have a few who are very focused and they remain independent to fight for the youth space in this nation. But at the same time, you find some of them are absorbed in the political dynamics, the political waves. The vision you had, it gets swayed away. So this is the point. So the youth of this nation, we come up with our own organizations. Then those organizations should remain independent. Actually, if you remain independent and you focus to drive the youth agenda in all energy and everything, those people will respect you. Those people who want to come sweet talking you and then they swallow you, the youth agenda, they will respect the youth who are independent.